Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to Wrestle Rock with Rick Connor.
What the F was that entire freaking promo about?
Mark Hallbacher.
She's like the James Ellsworth of women.
And Corey Castle.
I look like Paul London and Brian Kendrick mixed.
You have a stapler in your head. I'm not fooled. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Wrestle Rock.
Hello.
Welcome to another awesome episode here. We're all exhausted. We're all tired of the sun. The sun sucks. We're just sitting around having a conversation about how it's all hot and sweaty now.
The most low energy episode of the podcast that we've ever had, when we were all like, this sucks. What's the weather going to be like? Like, do you ever listen to a podcast where they just talk, they like tell you about how important it is for you to listen to the show, and then you start listening to it and they're like, how about that weather, huh? Am I right? And you're like I could listen to old men just talk on the side of the road. I don't need to.
My old show, Ed would talk about the weather all the time, but it was always related to fishing.
Yeah, that's the most boringest things combined.
It's like the weather and fishing. Yeah, tune in, folks. Tune in to talk wrestling. Nope, we're talking weather and fishing.
Actually, if you think about it, my second most popular episode, which was also my father, we told nothing but hunting and fishing stories, and they ended up being pretty goddamn hilarious.
That's true. That's very true. You never know. You never know what we're going to get.
A fishing podcast called Tuna In.
Ugh.
Oh,
Tuna in. See, now I want tuna. Now you screwed me up, Corey. Now I just want tuna fish. All right, that's it, everybody. We're going home. We're going to we're going to watch some wrestling and eat some tuna fish. No, we had a lot of wrestling going on this week, man. There was some returns. There was some injuries. We had some firings. There's a whole bunch of stuff going on.
And Raw still sucks.
Raw still, yeah. I mean, at the same time, SmackDown was still awesome. So
I know.
It's kind of like a 50-50 thing going on. And then NXT was awesome. AEW was awesome this week. So it's like, it just sucks that Raw is so bad that it just drains the life out of wrestling fans.
That's why we start shows so low energy.
I know. It's
right.
like, you start the week off with Raw, and then Raw ends, and you're just like, damn it. And you're like, now you got to try getting up energy to watch the next, 3-4 days worth of wrestling, and it's just like, I can't do it.
Dude.
What is Alexa Bliss doing? I don't get it.
It feels like so much other stuff has happened since Monday that I don't remember. And we recorded last Monday, so I knew that, was I texting you guys watching Raw that night?
Yeah, you said was it last week or this week? You texted Ricochet Sheamus match, so it was this week.
Oh, yeah. Every match was good on Raw. I didn't have any complaints about Raw, honestly. I thought
Raw was okay. It was just okay. It was one of those shows that's just there. The wrestling was good, but it was like there was no drama. There was no real hype to it. All the wrestling was good.
There was no progression.
It was just kind of what's that?
There was no progression either. There's no fresh matches. There's no new anything. It's like, Bobby Lashley and Drew McIntyre again. Can we just have one of them lose and go on to the different person? Which I think that's why they brought back what's his name? World champion for marketing reasons.
Jinder Mahal?
Jinder Mahal, yeah, Jinder Mahal.
I don't know what you're talking, but yeah, the Kofi winning over Bobby was great. I mean, even though it was a non-title match, that was really good. The John Morrison Damian Priest match was bonkers good. That was way better of a handicap or a lumberjack match than I think I've seen in a very, very long time. So, everybody did a really good job. Everyone. I think Corey Graves said that people were lumberjacking really well.
Everybody's really good at lumberjacking. Good job, guys. It sucks. It's like that's the match we should have had at the pay-per-view, but they were busy, hyping up Batista's movie for some reason.
By the way, Did any of you guys see the movie yet?
No.
Did any of you watch it? Yeah, exactly.
So good job, WWE. I mean, it's like the See No Evil thing that they did with Kane with the whole
13th.
May 19th.
Oh, is it
May 19th? I think it was May 19th or March 30th, whatever the hell the date was. Like it didn't do anything for the movie, and it wasn't a good storyline. So
and it just screwed up storylines for the show. People were like, "Oh, so we can just watch on that day? We don't have to watch what's going on right now? Okay, never mind. We'll just watch later."
We'll just wait. Yeah. And there was no The Miz on Monday, which we kind of assumed what was going to happen, but
he got hurt
apparently he's actually legitimately injured. Like he hurt his knee in that lumberjack match, and he's going to be out for a while, which is kind of. I mean, I don't want to say it's fortunate that he's injured because that sounds horrible.
No, I mean he could use a new coat of paint, a new Pay-to-Coat, and it gives John Morrison an opportunity to kind of shine as a star, like a single star. I'm fine with that.
Yeah. So I mean, anything that puts Morrison over, I'm for. And well, the more distance we can get between the zombies and us, that I think that's all good news right there.
We still have Lily. We can get away from the zombies. We still have Lily.
Yeah, that's true.
Didn't she make the ring blow up in Reggie's face? One of Kane's pyros went off in Reggie's face.
That made no wait. So I thought she was going after Shayna Baszler, and then she almost lit Reggie's face on fire. Whoever timed that explosion. I want to see if Reggie has eyebrows.
That did look pretty sick, man. That was really close. I wonder if that was I don't know if that was there was one Undertaker entrance where he did the thing to make the lights come on, and Kane's pyro went off, and I don't think it was supposed to, and you just saw him go up right in his face, but he was still trying to stay in character. It's I meant for that to happen. Yeah.
Goddamn pyro guys! We're watching my arms for the cues. I'm not Kane.
Nothing was worse than when he got hit with the fireworks in the Hell in a Cell match.
Jacket.
Yeah.
And he's just pouring water. You see him on the side, just pouring water all over his body, which is not good when you burn your skin. Is to immediately pour cold water on your skin.
Well, you'd think he'd be used to it, considering he'd been to hell and such.
That's right.
I know.
He didn't like the fire for such a guy from hell. What's up? You got to maintain kayfabe. You stay on fire, sir. God damn it!
Stop selling those flames, buddy.
Vince just yelled at him, if you light on fire, you stay on fire. They got it from hell. You stick with the gimmick.
Speaking of injuries, is Cesaro actually injured? Because it looked like they were taking him out on Friday.
No, I think that was...
He came... What's that?
I think that was just to take the uppercut weapon away from him for the matches.
Yeah.
I think it was just a part of the storyline. And
well, with Rollins coming down and giving him the curb stop on the ramp on the entranceway, I thought that was a way for okay, he's going to be out for a couple weeks while he heals the arm. It could be an absolute work, and I'm just sitting here getting worked like a mark.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Totally.
That's what's happening.
I think it's to escalate them into Hell in a Cell. I think it'll be Cesaro versus Rollins in Hell in a Cell. And I guess it'll be Drew McIntyre and Bobby Lashley for Raw in Hell in a Cell. And hopefully they don't do any more matches than that.
Do you think that this is gonna trend towards keeping Kofi in the world title picture?
I would enjoy it.
I
think it'd be more entertaining. I'm just over Drew. I'm just over Drew and his flip-floppy face character.
It is.
Where he
3, 2, 1, kick you in the face.
Hey, I'm charming and I'm funny, and then I'm gonna do sneak attacks on every bad guy because I'm the hero. None of it makes sense, dude. I get sick of his character every time.
Back to SmackDown for just 1 second. I really like the Seth Rollins where he's I don't know what I did out there. I went blank. I love that. I think that that's a really cool way to go. And then him see Cesaro again, and then be like, "Why do you make me do this?" And him, I felt like that's it's kind of like when Randy Orton had the flip switch. Where with what was that rage problem that he had? Mm-hmm. It's kind of like it's kind of like that, but with Rollins. Right. I like it. I mean, Rollins' voice is still annoying, and he sounds like a lady.
It is, but it feels like a natural progression for his character. Like he did that whole thing with the Fiend, not his voice. He did that whole thing with the Fiend, and then that led into the Monday Night Messiah gimmick, and then this feels just like a continuation of that. Like it's building from that. Like he couldn't get done what he needed to get done, and it's driving him insane. I like that.
Seth, while he's beating up someone, just screaming, "I want to see the manager" over and over again.
How hard is your job?
Staying on SmackDown for a while. SmackDown was so good. We had some returns coming in. We had Aleister Black making his return, going after Big E. And given the sweetest black mass I think I've ever seen him do, it's a big, which is really really cool. I really enjoy this, and what a guy to go after too. First, like Big E, that's going to be such a good match. Big E and Aleister Black.
Looks fantastic too. Yeah, I mean he really got in shape while they kept him in that closet for a year and a half. So
yeah.
I'm glad to see him back because I was a big fan of him in NXT. So hopefully they do something this time.
Mm-hmm. And more from SmackDown. We got more returns. We're going to have the return of a crowd finally in July. It's happening. The WWE is going back on the road. I'm so excited about this. I don't care what Raw is doing. It's just fantastic that it's in front of a crowd. I'm very very excited.
I'm kind of interested to see how many people go to Raw when it starts. SmackDown, I think it's going to be sold out.
Well, that's what if they were oh, Adam Pearce is out scouting locations, they're probably gonna go for smaller venues because a lot of people won't want to come out, so they'll probably be at places like the Electric Factory and things like that, like smaller venues.
That'd be cool. I'd like to see what the WWE can do in a smaller venue like that, because it's usually the big Titantron and the pyro and the whole big production. A smaller venue would be pretty cool. Even back in the day when they used to do the Spectrum shows here in Philly, that was like a smaller show. They used to do the whole old school thing with the two entrances, like you have a heel entrance and a face entrance and stuff like that. Interesting. Very interesting to see what they would do.
Spectrum. I saw, this is how old I am, I saw Andre the Giant and Hulk Hogan versus Big John Studd and King Kong Bundy in the Spectrum.
Nice. Damn, what year was that? It had to have been 4?
So I don't know. It was 9, 10 years old.
Yeah, it was back in the day. I didn't go back that far. I think the earliest Spectrum show that I can remember was Macho King Randy Savage versus the Ultimate Warrior in a steel cage. That was 1990, 91, something like that.
I wasn't really that big of a wrestling fan yet.
Yeah.
I mean, I was 6 years old in 1990. So I just didn't have the attention span for it. I guess I was I didn't know what day of the week it was. I never paid attention to what time it was. I was just a little kid doing little kid things. There wasn't weekly Monday Night Raws yet, right?
Yeah.
No.
So Raw didn't come around until '93, right?
It's not like I remember. I remember Snuka and Don Morocco in a steel cage. And then the only other thing I remember is how big Andre the Giant was when I was 10 years old.
Yeah.
Because he walked down to the ring and he was easily shoulder high above everybody.
Yeah.
As it's on an angle.
Are you guys watching the new Dark Side of the Rings? Did you guys see the Nick Cage one and stuff?
I
saw. I didn't see that one either.
I saw Brian Pillman. Both halves of that.
I didn't see any of the new season. I haven't seen any of the new season. What did you think of it, Mark?
It was interesting. It wasn't a lot I didn't know. It was more interesting to see the family view of it, and because Brian Pillman was a dirty boy, man. He had like kids from like 3 different women. Like, and like that was it. Steve Austin's a large part of the show.
Did you see the A&E documentary, the A&E biographies? I saw the Austin one. I didn't see the Bulldog one.
No, I didn't get to see any of them. There was a Roddy Piper one that I really
a Roddy
wanted to
Piper
see.
and a Booker T one as well.
I heard the Macho Man one is like brutal.
Yeah, it's like a hit piece.
Yeah, I heard it really goes after his controlling nature with women, with the cameras and buying like TV dinners for Elizabeth so he knew how many she ate that week, like so she didn't leave the house. Like really crazy stuff.
Well, damn. That kind of puts a damper on the snap it to a Slim Jim guy. Kind of, it's kind of not the way that we want to remember him.
I never liked you, Randy.
Aw, I like Randy Savage. Well, speaking of people that WWE doesn't like, they got rid of a bunch of NXT guys. How'd you like that segue? Was that good?
Masterful.
Because one of them is actually true. That's the sad.
More budget cuts coming down from they're just expanding Black Wednesday over and over and over again. 8 NXT, actually 9 now NXT stars have been released. The biggest one is definitely Velveteen Dream. They finally let him go after months and months and months of people just saying you got to fire this guy. There's so much evidence that he did. We're not going to go into it, but he did what he did, and I
think
WWE was ignoring that for a long time.
I don't think you're ignoring it. I think you're investigating it, and they were trying to still use star power while they had it.
There was fear among the roster that he was trying to become a coach at NXT at the Performance Center.
Really?
Yeah, and that was part of probably the paranoia of people, but I mean that's one of the reports I heard.
Well, he's gone now, so there's no more of that. There's no more Alexander Wolf. He's gone.
Well, like what did he and his Butters hair do in like how long?
That's a perfect description for what John Moxley's hair looks like right now.
Just like grown-up Butters.
It's like, I don't know, fellas. I don't know, Eddie Kingston. Did you guys watch AEW this week?
A little bit of it, yeah.
That tag match was bad. I mean, like,
dude, which one? The SCU one?
No, it was Eddie Kingston and John. I like these people personally. I know them. I have personal connections with these people. I like them as people, but somehow they just like on the indies they would like hit hard. On here they're just like meh.
Well, my issue is that the
John
wheelbarrow
Moxley,
was it the wheelbarrow paradigm shift, the wheelbarrow DDT. Mm-hmm. It just looks like garbage because Eddie Kingston has trouble getting people up, like doing the flip up. Mm-hmm. So Moxley can grab him. It just looks like he can't lift the people.
Well, he's still too busy selling every leg injury that he can. Like he's always selling a leg injury.
Well, maybe he wouldn't hurt his legs if he walked around in tin boots with no laces all the time. You got to be tripping all the time these days.
That's why you weak, because you be tripping. That's why you weak.
The referees, Drake. What is his name?
Drake Wirtz.
Drake Wirtz,
Younger.
Yeah. Drake Younger. Yeah, on the Indies he was Drake Younger. Drake Wirtz got released. I'm here. No one seems to be talking about it, but apparently there was a lot of backstage heat with this guy. Does anybody know what happened with him?
Well, he was encouraging and spouting anti-masking and anti-vax and QAnon conspiracies and stuff like that very publicly, and like speaking up at like events for other QAnon nut job weirdos who would show up at the Capitol building. So, I mean,
I just heard it turn controversial. I didn't hear anything he was doing.
Yeah.
I mean, I forget. I saw him post because a lot of it is it's like a lot of that, and then like a lot of like so into like the Bible stuff, which is it's like.
I mean, it's like a religion and politics thing. It's just two things you want to stay away from when you're talking publicly.
Yeah, and then you're refereeing to like a large group of millennials, and you're talking QAnon and Trump stuff.
Hey, you're supposed to be an impartial party, referee.
It doesn't work. We were talking a minute ago about crowds coming back to WWE, and apparently, once they do, we're going to have John Cena make his return. He's finally coming back. We haven't seen him since he got beat by The Fiend at WrestleMania 36 back in 2020, early 2020. What do you guys think he's going to be doing?
He's going to be drawing a house, bro. That's what he's doing. He's gonna come to the building with a piece of paper and a crayon. He's gonna draw one big square and then a rectangle on top.
Triangle.
I think it'd be
That's
funny.
what I meant, triangle. Yes.
I think it'd be funny if they just show him like accidentally like just fall out. That they just show the fun house and he just falls out the door.
Like as if he's been in it the whole time, even though like he's like been in a bunch of movies and on Wipeout and stuff.
Oh, tell me that gimmick wouldn't be great for months. He's like he doesn't realize that like 2 years of his life has passed by.
And it's like a drone version of him that's hosting Wipeout and starring in Fast and the Furious 12 or whatever.
But that, dude, it would be such a great gimmick, him just being lost for the last 2 years, not understand what happened in wrestling, and what do you mean so-and-so's champion? When did that happen? I think it would be fun.
You see how skinny he is now?
Yeah. He did the same thing The Rock did when The Rock first went to movies, and he looked really skinny. If you look at pictures of The Rock right when he went to movies, when he still had his hair, he was just creepy. He's just so used to being bald now. He had hair, and he was super skinny.
That was when he wore like the leather vest and leather pants all the time?
Yes.
Yeah. I do remember him being unnaturally skinny and it looking really weird.
I do have a prediction for live crowds. Brock Lesnar comes back in July for SummerSlam.
Yeah, I can see that happening.
Bobby Lashley gets murked by Brock Lesnar on Monday night.
Ooh,
Prediction.
good stuff.
They're going to finally do this match, Brock Lesnar versus Bobby Lashley.
That would save Raw, I think. That if the same way Roman Reigns is the best thing going on SmackDown, if you had a Bobby Lashley and Brock Lesnar feud, holy heck and smokes.
It'll just be weird because, like, what does Brock Lesnar do when he comes on? I guess he has to talk himself.
Right, yeah. Because Heyman's with Roman now.
You never know. They could always do some weird thing where Heyman's on both shows. Like the draft doesn't mean anything, you know. we're constantly seeing people show up from both brands.
Well, like Roman did the gimmick with Jay this week where he was like, "What is we? What is we? You and me is we." So I could see him getting angry at Paul for going to Raw. Like if they did that thing when he's like, "No, you're my advocate. You're my counsel, my special counsel, not that dude."
They should have a match later on about it.
Yeah.
Put Heyman above the ring in a cage.
Shark cage.
the Terry Invitational ladder match with Paul Heyman.
Whoever wins this match gets Paul Heyman, and everybody's just like, "Do you win?" That would be the running joke.
Yeah.
That'd be the running joke. Maybe one of them tries to lose, so they don't have them.
The pit, the Paul Invitational Tournament.
There you go. Just break out the old Judy Bagwell forklift and just have Paul Heyman on top of it. You got a Paul Heyman on a pole match.
Oh, that stupid pallet they put her on. And she was standing up there acting like she was all trapped. Help me! It's like, Jesus Christ, woman. You're 4.5 feet up in the air on a pallet.
Man. So
that goes against OSHA regulations, I'll have to let you know.
It's very much, I guarantee you nobody there had a license to drive that forklift. But
I never had a license.
I got certified one time. One job certified me for driving a forklift. Yeah. But then it's just for that one thing, and then any other place you go to, they're like, yeah, whatever, hop on the forklift, you'll learn. Back
in the mid-'90s, I worked for Walmart. They never gave us licenses. We just drove those things around. And I would have people on pallets just holding on to it. I'll be wheeling that thing in the back. Just like trying to do donuts on a forklift and shake the dude off. We're like 18. Like nobody's paying attention.
Yeah, when you're 18 years old, there's no such thing as like safety around heavy machinery. It's just like having fun. It's like, we'll be fine. A lot of things going on SmackDown as well. We got Bronson Reed winning the North American title, which was shocking,
NXT.
I think.
That wasn't on SmackDown.
You're right. I thought I said NXT. I don't know why I said SmackDown again, because SmackDown was so good. Yeah. But no, we had Bronson Reed winning the title there.
Cage match.
Really, really good match.
Emotion. Good emotion after he won. It was good to see him. He was trying to hold back the tears, but you could see it. Mm-hmm. There was an awesome spot where Johnny Gargano somehow powerbombed him off the cage. Mm-hmm. That was a really cool spot. I'm kind of sad to see Johnny lose the belt, but with his gimmick, I think it'll be funny in the end. Now that his wife has a belt and he doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
So
who's really directing the way? Who's really in charge here? Yeah, it's going to be fun. DiBiase, we get to see DiBiase again.
That is the best thing going on in NXT right now. There's nothing better than Ted DiBiase screwing God, why am I blanking on his name?
Cameron Grimes, baby! To the moon!
Dude, you know how bad it is now? I'll just be like in the gym and I yell that out like after doing the lift. Cameron Grimes! Like, I don't like... Dude, he's the best character in like NXT. Actually, sadly, since Velveteen Dream.
Yeah. It's perfect. I hope this ends with Cameron Grimes getting like the $1 million belt or something along those lines. Somehow Cameron Grimes gets a leg up on DiBiase, or DiBiase becomes his manager or something.
I would like to see him as his manager, because obviously DiBiase can still talk. He's not like Jake the Snake coming out with what's his name, the Murder Hawk, and Jake the Snake Jake the Snake just like rambles about some stuff with his giant beer gut, and nobody knows what he's talking about.
Like, he was like, Jake the Snake on an episode of Dynamite was like, "Hey Darby Allin, we're gonna get out here and we'll put you in between some buns because you're a big weenie." And I was like, "What? Aren't you a legend? What are you doing?"
What happened from Jake the Snake from 1988? What happened to you?
We're gonna put you in between some buns, you big weenie.
Well, okay.
You're a gambling man. I'll put you in between two buns.
I'll eat you. You like that? I'm just gonna eat you.
Oh, Jake. Jake.
Can we just do a segment, bad Jake the Snake promos?
Yeah.
What happened to him? He was like, he was considered probably one of the best talkers of all time.
Mm.
We gotta get him back on crack.
Oh no!
I'm sorry.
Yes, we would only have a limited amount of good promos left at that point, I'm sure.
just like waving the bag in front of him. It's like, look, one more time. Just one more time. We just need one more good promo out of you. And then you can go back to DDP yoga. You can go back to being clean. It's awful. It's awful. I feel bad for making that joke.
Sure, your family won't talk to you anymore, but you're gonna have good promos.
Oh man. I think it's about time, folks. I think we run down that list of who shined the greatest this week in the world of professional wrestling. Let's do this with a segment called Who Wins Wrestling. Who wins wrestling? Blah, 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 blah. Who's got one? Who wants to go first here?
I'm going to go.
You're going to go.
I'm going to say the entrance for Shinsuke Nakamura on SmackDown wins wrestling.
Boogs?
Yeah, I don't know who that guy was, but I feel like that was so cool for that one time, and I feel like I hope it doesn't like overdo it.
He was in NXT. He was in NXT. He wrestled only like 3 matches on NXT. He had this long, crazy German name, and like they gave him like I guess thinking that would be metal, and he had some kind of. But guy's got a great look. He's built like a tank. He didn't seem bad in the ring. I just don't know why he faded away. And then he started doing the Old Spice gimmick.
Boogs.
Boogs, yeah. Rick Boogs. Yeah, he's my pick as well. I knew about this guy like from NXT, like Mark said. If you get a chance, go on YouTube and look up. I forget his name, but if you can find his debut in NXT, it's wonderful. The guy looks like Freddie Mercury on cocaine. Like he's just like
that was all the time. That was Freddie.
Freddie Mercury never did cocaine.
I know. Whatever. On more cocaine. I don't know. He's hyped up. What do you want me to say? Freddie Mercury on more cocaine. Mark, what do you got, man?
I'm actually going to go with Bronson.
Nice.
Bronson Reed. He had that match a few weeks ago I talked about where he actually looked like a star. I think it was a takeover.
Mm-hmm.
And dude, for the size of him, how he's built, the guy puts on solid matches. He's a likable dude. I'm scared if he gets called up. That's all. I think he's going to a great NXT talent. I don't see him working on the main roster. But I'm really happy for him winning the belt, and hopefully he doesn't turn into the next Otis.
Yeah,
Raw or SmackDown.
All the same thing they did with Keith Lee. You know, we were all scared about Keith Lee going up to the main roster because look what happened. He was celebrated like crazy in NXT, and he gets to Raw and they put him in a skirt and give him dumb music and don't put him over anybody. Probably the same thing would happen with Bronson Reed, I imagine.
I had a question. You guys see the big match is next week. You guys have any predictions?
The Stadium Stampede?
Is
that the big match you're talking about?
We have Finn Balor versus Karrion Kross for the title.
Kross, yeah.
Do you think Finn Balor wins it, or one of them loses and goes up to the main roster?
I don't see a future where Karrion Kross doesn't get called up to the main roster.
Yeah.
So it'd be fine to see Finn Balor win the NXT title back, and then Karrion Kross can F off.
I honestly, fantasy booking, I would like to see, almost like boxing, because this is match 2, I would like to see Finn win the belt, and then you go all the way to the takeover before SummerSlam or whatever, and then you let Finn win the 3rd time, and then Karrion Kross shows up after SummerSlam. But do it almost like a boxing match where they have to have the best of 3, and who's the better fighter, like type thing. I just something different.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know. I'm also thinking that Kross goes up to the main roster just because they've been talking about it for so long. It's like that's the Vince McMahon stereotype right there. That's the guy that Vince is always looking for. So I'm sure he's had his eye on Kross for a while. And it wouldn't be so bad to have Finn win the title again. I'd be into that. Because Kross hasn't done much with it since he's had it.
I don't know. He's been very underwhelming. He's got a great. He's like what's his name? He has this great. He's already designed for Raw. kind of like Elias was, but they never handled Elias well. Elias stunk in NXT, but he was so designed for the main roster. And hopefully they do something up there, but I just think he's underwhelming in NXT. And I'm so bitter over him beating Keith Lee with just a suplex.
Do you think that they're going to have Rick Boogs against Elias in like a guitar off? A long brown-haired white guy guitar off?
I could definitely see that happening. There's going to be some kind of the band plays again match or whatever the hell they call that when they have all instruments at the ringside.
Whoever if Boogs wins, he gets all Elias's 40 pounds of jewelry and bandanas all over his wrists.
It would be funny if he played for like the. He was like, all right, here's the deal. You beat me, you can do the Old Spice commercials. If I beat you, I get the rights to all of your music.
I just you even bringing that up, I see what they used to do when they would like make JR dance against somebody, and they with a live crowd, they would stand over the ring, put their hand over their head. And,
Right.
I could see them like just playing riffs and like, who's the better one? Yeah. And like, kill myself.
It's like the bikini contest.
It's like, who wins the bikini contest? I'm like, me. I win. As long as the king doesn't make one more creepy comment.
Yeah, I was about to say, wrestling fans won, and women's history
progression in life.
Women's progression lost every single bikini contest and bra and panties match and everything. I think that's it for wrestling this week, guys. I don't think there was much else going on.
One thing we didn't talk about, which is kind of exciting. I'm not a huge Impact guy, but Moose versus Kenny Omega. Kind of excited for this.
Yeah. Honestly, yeah. The Impact's been doing it right with Omega coming over and all the AEW guys and stuff like that. Omega's match with Rich Swann was really good. There's highlights of that on YouTube if you want to check it out. Really good stuff, and Moose is really good. He's very, very underrated. I don't want to say he's underrated because he's the Impact champ or was the Impact champion, but
that company is kind of like a tree falling in the woods. Like nobody watches it, so I mean,
I think
underrated is pretty appropriate.
I mean, it definitely has more eyes on it now than that. AEW's got their claws in it, and they're switching guys over and over. And then, we see the Good Brothers on AEW and all this other stuff.
I'd be okay to not see them on AEW. I'd be
really?
fine with that. Yeah, they're.
I don't know. I would like to see Deonna Purrazzo start showing up in AEW because AEW needs a talent like her working with half the roster. I mean, I never understood why WWE let her go. I don't get it.
No, I mean, there's a long history of that.
Yeah,
there's a whole bunch of guys that they never should have, guys and girls they never should have let go.
Yeah, her and Abby Lath or whatever. I think is that her name? I want to Twitter. Kimberly. Yeah. I think AEW would benefit from the two of them going over and working with the girls over there.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. But yeah, that's about it. I'm looking forward to that match. I don't know. When is that happening? Do we know?
Hold on.
Let's Google that. Yeah, Impact every once in a while will have a pay-per-view, and nobody knows about it because nobody watches Impact.
What is the next AEW pay-per-view?
I don't know. They just had...
Double or Nothing is coming up. I think it's this weekend.
Is that this weekend?
I think so. Yeah, I think they're doing the Stadium Stampede match with the Pinnacle versus the Inner Circle.
Right.
June 12th. Saturday, June 12th.
June 12th is the Impact show?
Yeah. I might have to acquire that match. So
yeah.
I'm kind of, as much as I like Rich Swann, I'm really interested to see Moose like kind of in the big leagues now against someone like Kenny Omega. So I always knew Rich could, and that was a great match. Rich is, he's a very underrated talent.
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, man, June 12th, we'll all be looking forward to it. But for now, that's all we got, folks. We are done with wrestling for the week. We will be back next week with a brand new show. Corey, do you have anything to plug and to tell these beautiful ladies and gentlemen?
I would appreciate if you would hit that subscribe button on my YouTube channel. It's youtube.com/CoreyCastle, all one word, CoryKastle, as it's put right here on the bottom of the screen. You can also follow me on Twitter and Instagram and TikTok. And tell everybody that you love them. Be fun, have safe, keep evolving.
And check out RASSLERock.com for more episodes like this, for videos for the audio episodes. And check out the merchandise store, because everything on there is connected to a charity, and you're going to be helping somebody out by buying our stuff like t-shirts and sweatshirts and stuff. Also, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, which is tinyurl.com/YouTube Rick Connor, Connor. It's not Rick Matters like it is under here. But, yeah, Rick Connor. Check it out. And I think that's about it. Mark, do you have anything?
I have a Twitter again.
You have a Twitter again? Look at that!
I just created one. So I have like 3 followers. It's you
one
guys.
of them is me.
It's you two. It's like you two and my buddy Jason so far. I just created it over the weekend. I never was a big Twitter presence, except for I used to trash Raw on Monday nights, which I may go back to doing.
That might be fun.
Yeah, so, but I'm actually thinking about creating a Twitch to do that and just have people come in and talk while I'm like watching Raw and we can trash it together.
That could be fun.
We will see, because this podcast I keep trying to do on Mondays, it's not working.
Podcast is dying.
I'll be working at 95 degrees today if you want to come and buy drinks.
Yeah, come hang out with Mark.
Everybody
Mark down at the Institute.
Support the people who you dig their content. If you like our show, let us know you exist. Make sure you comment on the episode on Rick's Twitter or on Rick's YouTube. Watch along on Twitter and tweet us. We're excited about interactions with y'all.
Yeah, man.
And also stay hydrated. It's hot.
Yes,
out there.
it's hot outside. But that'll about do it for this episode of Wrestle Rock. I'm Rick Connor.
I'm Kalbacher Mark.
Cory Castle.
Let's take it out like we always do with Mr. Nick Burke.
It's so hard to say goodbye to yesterday.
Join us again for another episode of Wrestle Rock. This has been Jay Davis speaking.